sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Now, Jesus saw soon a huge crowd of people coming to look for him, so he turned to Philip and he said, "Where can we buy bread to feed all of these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we would not have enough money." The Greek states 200 denarii would not be enough. It's the equivalent of a full day's denarii. 1 denarii was the equivalent of a full day's wage. We would not have enough money to feed them. Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There is a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fishes, but what good is that with this huge crowd?" Jesus said to tell everybody to sit down. Everyone sat down. The men alone numbered 5,000. He took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterwards, he did the same with the fish, and they all ate as much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps left by people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. When people saw him do this miraculous sign, they exclaimed, "Surely he is the prophet that we have been expecting." When Jesus saw that they were ready to force him to be their king, he slipped away into the hills to be by himself. Julia, go. Beth, go. 30 through 44. Elsie, your turn. Thank you. So, why did I have them read those three passages? Multiple people showing the same story, right? Different perspectives. This is the first time that we've talked about a miracle, and we've been able to look at all four scriptures describing it pretty much the same, right? Different perspectives. Here's the first thing that I want you to know. As Jesus came across, he's on a boat. He's coming to Bethsaida. He's getting off the boat, and all these people that he's trying to get away from are already there. Why does it say that they followed him? They saw his miracle. They wanted to know more about him. They left in such a hurry to try to beat him in the boat that none of them thought to bring any type of food. Sent them away because, I mean, come on, they didn't even bother to bring food. They're bugging me when I'm on vacation, right? He needs some time alone. He needs some time to rest. They didn't bring any food. They didn't take care of what they needed to take care of. Get rid of them. I need some rest. But instead, as soon as he saw the crowd, he turned to Philip and he said, "We're going to feed these people." But he already knew what he was going to do. And what was Philip's response? There's no way. We can't feed all of these people. Even if we worked for a month's wages, wouldn't have enough. Not possible. Then he goes on to heal some people, talk to them a little bit. He does this for so long that it starts to become evening. It's time to eat. They themselves are hungry. And all they have managed to find, all the disciples were able to find, were 5 barley loaves and 2 fishes. Now, how many people have had barley bread? The only 2 people I expected, or 3 people, pardon me, that I expected to have had barley bread. Now, the reason that this is significant is because of the nature of barley bread. Barley bread is cheap. Wheat was so expensive. Barley bread, it's a poor man's wheat. You grind it up just like flour. You make a barley flour out of it, and you bake it into bread, just like you would with wheat flour. So you've got this barley bread. It's kind of coarse. Yeah. It's got, doesn't have the same texture. Chewy, right? Heavy. So you've got the barley. It's not an expensive man's bread. It's a poor man's bread. You also have fish. Now, this was not fresh fish. Most likely dried, salted, so it could be preserved. So basically you've got salty fish jerky and rough, chewy barley bread. Not a luxurious meal. This is not lobster tails. This is not filet mignon, which, by the way, I think is overrated. Filet mignon. Anyways, so this is not an expensive meal. This is just taking care of their needs to fulfill their hunger. Now, mind you, only had 5 of these loaves, these heavy barley loaves. They had 2 fish, dried, salted fish jerky, if you will. I like to personally think they were salmon. Salmon jerky is pretty good. I'll eat it. And he says, after he prays for each of these things to